time series. You can see that that time series is used in many broad applications, and broadly speaking, in some of these graphs you can see, for example, in the temperature data on the bottom left here, that the data is dependent. So like the previous peak is useful for predicting the next peak. And you see this similarity throughout this data set. The question is, how do we deal with this? And these are four very distinct types of time series that we'll learn to deal with and to model in this course. Broadly speaking, this is called temporal modeling. And one of the main highlights in this course is going to be building our tool set to model these types of data. So that data set that I mentioned has something called seasonality. Okay, some of the other graphs have something called trend, and we're going to focus on traditional statistical methods in this course. Okay, and at the heart of these statistical methods is something called the ARIMA model. We're going to spend a lot of time on the ARIMA model, but we're going to build up to that very slowly. Like that's going to be the big picture item. Okay, we're also going to talk about the ability to use machine learning, a very flexible model, and to a more modern topic in time series to model this types of data. Okay, but probably the majority of this course is going to be focused on traditional statistical methods. The primary textbook that I'm going to cover is Forecasting Principle and Practice. It's a very popular book, and it's a very practical book. So it really puts the data first rather than theory. We will go into a little bit of theory for ARIMA modeling, but you can see that this is a free e-text. You can get a physical copy if you like, but the entire book is available free and online. And the chapters are all listed right here. I'm going to be using R for this course for two reasons. One is originally this textbook was written in R. The second reason is that traditionally time series analysis was done in R, and so a lot of the texts were originally written in R. So that's going to be the primary focus of this course. Okay, since you will need R, I'll ask that you download and install both R and RStudio. You don't have to use RStudio, but that's a common IDE that people use. You can use a different IDE if you want for R. So you'll need to have that set up and installed. Okay. This course does meet in person, but it also meets virtually, and generally I record the lectures. So when I'm done recording the lectures, I'll post the lectures right here, and what goes on the right hand side is obviously the recording link on Zoom. What goes here on this left hand side is the RMD file, the R notebook that I'm going to use for my lecture. Okay. So you can access that at any time after the lecture's been given. Your assignments are going to be listed right here. I expect generally there'll be a homework or a quiz that you go over. Then in terms of the syllabus, you know, this is just kind of your standard syllabus, and some things I'd ask that you do when you email me. I'm going to set up office hours sometime next week. In terms of the course breakdown, projects are going to be about 30%, are going to be 30% of your grade. Homework is 35. And really, when I say homework, it's homework and quizzes. So I'm lumping quizzes into homework there. You're going to have a midterm exam that's worth 15% and a comprehensive final that's worth 20%. Okay. I expect there'll be about 3 to 4 projects in this course, and you're welcome to work in a group, and you'll be asked to do a video presentation. Your video presentation needs to explain your analysis, and as such, you should include a background, data visualizations, data analysis, and discussion and evaluation of your modeling technique. Okay. We have learning outcomes listed here, and then your final grade is calculated according to this percentage. Now, in terms of late work, you should always turn in your homework, but the sooner you turn it in, the better. There's a 5% late penalty per day. Okay. So that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. It's great to have you in this class.